Okay, garden tour part 2. Got interrupted there. We got some more peppers here that are not on the black plastic and are later planted, so we'll see how those grow. These are more red cayenne peppers. You can see they're growing nicely. Obviously lots more weeds where there is no black plastic. There's some more bell peppers here, some smaller ones. These are ground cherries. I don't know if, you can see a couple of the ground cherries there. They have a little Chinese lantern looking husk on them. More peppers. That's a borage flower plant. Peppers. These are all bell peppers I got late, so I'm just kind of letting them grow. See how they do. They were kind of small and I got them late, so we'll see. And some more hot peppers here. These are bush or determinate tomatoes. I'm just letting them grow big and bushy and crazy. Right here. And some more peppers and more weeds. And then I've got another, what I was hoping would be a good pole bean trellis. We'll see if they grow any taller. They're starting to put out the little tendrils more. So hopefully I can keep them watered and keep them growing well. This area was all spinach, these two sections. So I just put some winter squash here that looks like either the birds or rabbits are bedding in here. This whole row is mostly summer squash on black plastic. I would recommend growing summer squash on black plastic because these are the best summer squash plants I've ever had. These I actually grew from seed probably about a month. They've been in the ground from seed in about a month, so they're doing really well, this section. Some more tomatoes that I had, like this one, I had squash that didn't grow, so put some tomatoes in there. So some more transplanted summer squash. You can see it's June 29th, and I picked 13 or 14 zucchini last week, summer squash, and you can see it's Monday. I picked them Friday and Wednesday last week, but you can see I have a bunch to pick today. So this is another one I grew from seed after one of my plants died. These are lemon. This one's a lemon squash, so if you've never seen that, stay tuned. Those are cool. More black beauty zucchinis, and I think desert and dunja varieties. This one's a desert zucchini. You can see it's nice desert. Those grew really well with the heat and not a lot of rain this year. You can see here, these are dar bush cucumbers. So they're kind of thicker, shorter, stubbier cucumbers, but I've got some on here. They're looking good. We've been having issues with both squash bugs and lots of cucumber beetles. So I'm battling those this year, worse than ever. Here is a crooked neck squash. I'll pull the flower off so the cucumber beetles don't get in there. You can see there's a couple in there at the bottom. After the flowers are pollinated, I tend to pull them off so that the cucumber beetles can't affect them. Some more Then we've got some golden summer squash. I think these are called, I can't remember what these are called. Golden Glory, maybe. I think this variety. And there's another one over here that is like a stripy type of gold. That might be the Golden Glory. I can't remember. I'll find out. The gray zucchini, which I grew from seeds that I got last year or the year before, are doing great. I took 2 or 3 last week, and there's plenty more on these plants. They don't have a great disease resistance, so we'll see how that goes if we have any powdery mildew, but they do have, this isn't powdery mildew, it's like a pattern that grows on the leaves. And then this, my only Zephyr squash, to make it, out of 4, to make it through to full size and fruiting and all that. You can see here is fruiting a lot. It's a yellow squash with like a green tip on it. This one is overgrown, but you can see lots of production on there. And this is a long video, but you can watch it on fast forward or something. We've got some more greens here, but this is my first planting of tomatoes. And a lot of them are green zebra green tomatoes. So you can see the green zebra there. They are not ready to harvest yet, but hopefully in a couple weeks, maybe 2 weeks from now. See lots on this plant. Green zebra tomatoes, if you like green tomatoes, they grow really well. And I think every single one of my plants I grew from seed made it, or maybe I only lost 1 or 2 out of like 12. Made it to adulthood here, to have flowers and fruits. This is a Berry's Crazy Cherry tomato. You can see it has a ton of flowers, like those red centiflora, so I'm excited for that. I am pruning these determinate tomatoes, pulling off all the suckers, and I'm eventually, once they fruit, I'm going to prune the branches up to the fruit by recommendation of a couple people I've studied. Some more tomatoes. This tomato, I don't know what this is, but it has really big leaves and they're really curly because there's not a lot of moisture, not overly moisture. But one thing I don't recommend is pulling off flowers when you plant, which is what I did with this one. I pulled off the flowers and it ended up being the main stem. So it's kind of stunted now. It's probably searching for somewhere to put out flowers and put out another stem. So I've tried it and I don't recommend pulling off the flowers when you transplant, unless they're like a really little side shoot. Definitely not if they're the top. Here are some collards that I planted, collard greens. And here are my bush beans. This is my first planting. I think these are dragon's tongue, and they got really eaten up by the flea beetles. And these are the ones that made it through their adolescence, I guess. Here are some more. You can see they're very sporadic. The ones that germinated and came out and are healthy. This whole section not doing that great. See this big bald spot there. But yeah, I planted a lot, so hopefully we'll get a good amount of bush beans, all different colors. Some more tomatoes here, and winter squash in with these beets that germinated intermediately, not great. So I planted some stuff in the middle. Late. And down here I have a lot of winter squash, so it has a lot of room to grow. And then over there, a little patch of sunflowers. This whole row that I'm not going to go up and down on the end is potatoes. And then Mike has his potatoes over there. And onions you'll see at the end. Yeah, so this section, some winter squash, I tried to do a bunch of different winter squash this year because I had more room at the farm. And this is all spinach that I kind of tore up. I need to replant it soon with something. Here is a kale section that I grew from seed. Didn't grow that well, so it grew really slowly. So I added some nitrogen to it, and the bugs started eating it. So I kind of made it like a bug trap where I'm using bacterial parasitic, I guess it's a organic insecticide. I'm using it on this section as like a trap section for cabbage moths. You can see they've been tearing it up. This is a section that I didn't grow fast enough for me to pick until it went to flower, so it's mustard and arugula. You can see all the flowers. I'm gonna have to chop that down. I'll probably give it to the pigs or the cows here at the farm or something. Here we've got aroma tomato, and I think this is a celebrity, which my other celebrities at home are growing really well. I planted some summer squash here. I think these are patty pans from seed, so they're growing fast. This is another determinate tomato. These are all determinates. You should see this is the plum regal. It's a hybrid determinate plum tomato. A lot of people use it for sauce and paste, tomato paste and stuff, but look at all the flowers on it. So many flowers. I hope the plant can withstand all of this fruiting, and I hope they all get pollinated. There's a couple you can see have been pollinated. And I have 3 of those plants, I think. So here's another one. This might be another celebrity, actually. That's the plum regal. Well, maybe that's a different kind. I don't know. But whatever this is, has a lot of flowers. It says plum regal. I might have labeled it wrong. But we'll see. Another plum regal. Also, if it's labeled right, we'll see which one is the correct one. It has a little bit bigger flower. Maybe that's another crazy cherry or red centiflora. This is a celebrity, I think. Yeah, so you can see it's got some tomatoes on it. It's just like a standard red hybrid tomato. Some more collards here. I have a couple kohlrabi left that I didn't pick for the CSA last week because I had enough for everyone. And they were really small, so I didn't want to pick them yet. Here's another bush tomato that is not doing very well. It's not getting enough water. And then this is an area I had beets. There's a couple stragglers and radishes that I'm going to replant. I've already put some squash in here. So that's the whole thing. You can see down here we have onions. Mike has his onions. He has a lot of them. I just have a little bit here, and he has his potatoes. And then there's the view from up here. It's pretty great. So if you made it to the end here, thanks for watching. I'll give you another update sometime in a couple weeks. Bye-bye.